Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Okay, and it is Sunday. Happy Sunday to everyone around here. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there and stuff and whatnot. So, yeah. Okay, I am tired, child, because I was resting and watching Big Love on HBO Max, and I'm like, girl, get on the computer. Okay, it is time for the live. Okay, I had to rush and do a thumbnail. I am very upset with Yandy because it was almost impossible to find good pictures of Yandy. Okay, it took me 10 minutes to find this one picture of her that don't go with my theme. Okay, so I'm gonna redo my thumbnail when I'm done on this live, child. And if you and my neighbor is playing music, so we're gonna ignore him. Okay, we're gonna ignore the music upstairs. We're going to ignore that Yan don't fit in my thumbnail scheme, child. And I was like, Lord Jesus, it is too much. It is too much, Jesus. Okay, we are here together and stuff, and that is all that matters. Okay, I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, look, I hope you can. Look, it's moving for me. And when that is moving right there, when the little circle is moving, that means it is supposed to be sound. Okay, anyway, again, happy Sunday to those who are celebrating Sunday, and happy Father's Day to those who celebrate Father's Day. Okay, I don't have no daddies no more, so today is a regular day for me. Okay, and we're gonna move on from that. Now, I'm here though. Okay, I know my headband don't match my sweatshirt. I had on a different dress today. It's got cold. I said, girl, throw on your sweatshirt. Okay, and the sweatshirt we just here, okay? We not matching today. We not making fetch happen. We not matching. Whatever, okay? Yandy don't match. I was like, why you don't have no clothes, Yandy? Oh, she make me so mad. When I tell you, I was like this healthy. All of her pictures, even on her IG page, they're all edited. I don't like using those cartoon Facetune pictures that don't look like them. This look like Yandy, and she don't match. And it is aggravating me. Okay. Anyway, hello to y'all. Okay, hello to all the people around here. Please make sure to like the video. Okay, subscribe to the channel around here. Okay, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. And I'm gonna find a better picture of Yandy. If I have to change everybody, if I have to change everyone else, that is what. Cause anyway, y'all know it's always other content up with good thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? This okay, the good thumbnails and stuff. So if you have not watched any other content, go watch the other stuff around here. Okay, we are always having some kind of conversation and stuff, and that is no different than today. Okay, but I'm like, why y'all? Ugh, damn, Yandy, Yandy always ruining stuff. You know, she ain't never nothing right. Okay, but again, hey to everybody around here. Hi, 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 hi. I was also on live with Alex earlier. Alex, Alex. Is it channel Alex? Is it just Alex Rogers? I think the channel is either Alex Rogers or maybe Alex Diane. Y'all know Alex. But I was on live earlier with Alex talking, some Housewife of Atlanta stuff. Okay, y'all hear music upstairs? I can hear boom, boom, booming. And the only reason I'm not complaining is because it was dead silent all weekend. Chop ain't heard a peep. And then all of a sudden, okay, 20 minutes before I'm going live for my channel, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Anyway, y'all, if it's stalling on you, because the other day it kept playing. If you on your phone, it was being wait, why is that not working? Hold on, y'all. If YouTube was acting funny for y'all, because it sometimes be acting funny acting for my channel. Don't know why. If it's knocking y'all out, pulling y'all in, and knocking y'all out, I am still around here. Okay, we are 7 to 10 and stuff. So I hope that it don't be, messing up too much for the people. But again, if you hear bass and boom, 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 that ain't me. I don't boom, boom, boom with my music. Not at all. I'm a nice neighbor. Okay. If you hear the boom, 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 it's the nigga upstairs. But again, it's been quiet for a while, so I'm not gonna flip out like I be wanting to do. I'm not gonna go bang, bang, bang on the door like I be wanting to do. I'm not gonna call the non-emergency police. I'm not gonna do that. I wasn't gonna cancel my live. Not gonna do that. But we here. Okay. Anyway, again, you watching me with Alex. We had a good old time this morning. Well, this afternoon it was at 1 o'clock. And so my live was supposed to be at 5. And the reason I pushed my live to 7 was because usually for Alex, because y'all know I really rarely, jump on other lives or whatever. But when I do on Alex, at least it's usually like an hour. And today was like 2 hours. And so my plan was be on Alex live from 1 to 2. And then from 2 to 4, had time to look up topics, the thumbnail, and that ain't happened. So I had to push my live back later because I was still on Alex live longer than I anticipated. And then I relaxed. Okay. But yeah, we here. Okay, yep. Child, Yandy had me pissed. Yandy had me pissed. Yep, not me. Not me at all. Okay. Y'all hear that, right? I just I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I look. My thing be I don't even mind folks living life in their own places. I get that. But I'm like, at this point, it'd be like, sir. But again, as I said, it's been quiet at a church mouse all day. Anyway. I'm not K Michelle and the Muppet. We're gonna get to K Michelle and the Muppet. Bump, baby, turn around, and I hear that bullshit going bump, bump, bump. Okay, but we not gonna be here long because that's gonna aggravate me. I'm a little bit tired. It's Father's Day, and my daddy's is dead, child. I want to have a little drink. Okay, I think I want a Snickers bar. I need a pickle. I may need an icy. Okay, Yandy ass didn't have an outfit to match the other people, so I'm mad at her. It's too much. It's just too much, God. Okay, anyway. But I am in good spirits, okay, and I'm happy for those who are here. Whether you're watching live or the replay, I appreciate y'all for being around here and for not only being here for me, but anticipating and ignoring the bump of upstairs, okay? Anyway, but again, I said it's been quiet, so I'm not gonna say nothing, okay? Now, if it had been bump for hours, sir, cut it off, okay? You've been bump for 2 hours. I got a lot to do. Shut up. But again, it's been quiet all day. Anyway, let me share my screen, okay? Because I saved a couple of things on the eye of the G because I was going to go live yesterday, but I said, no, girl, relax. Okay, you've been working all week. It's been a lot going on. You tired a little bit from working, mentally drained and stuff. Chill out, make some pot roast and potatoes, and leave it be, bitch. Okay, and that's what I did because I knew I had a laugh with Alex today. And I'm like, we'll come together on Sunday, and here we are together as one, okay? Now, look, the people, okay, around here, okay, I have not put nothing in order, okay? I have totally abandoned what I do and what I'm supposed to do, which is put my stories in order. We're going to be popping around. That's why my thumbnail is so basic, because I can remember all the things that I wanted to get into that I've been saving for the past couple days. But that damn Yandy, y'all don't know, y'all. Anyway, I feel like it was some foolish things that happened with people. Okay, I want to go here, and I'm gonna look. I know sometimes we talk about some harsh, sad stuff. Okay, and when we do, I make a way for it to be a bit funny. Okay, and I feel like sometimes people need to be talked about in the real world, because it's like, bitch, how, bitch, why, bitch, what? Okay, this is a bitch, what story. Okay, it says again. What that mean? That mean it happened before. Mother called the police on her 27-year-old daughter because the 27-year-old daughter left her own 4 kids at home alone, including a 4-month-old and an 8-year-old, for almost 2 weeks consistently. Was already on probation, not probation, was already on probation from a child neglect case from 2019 where the 6-month-old died. I say, first of all, how is that probation? I feel if a child in your care leaves this earth, that should be jail time. Okay, unless you didn't have nothing to do with it, unless it was not your fault at all, why you not behind the bars? Okay, so let's listen to this bitch what story.
Hapless mother is in jail tonight, accused of child neglect, and officials say it is not the first time. Thanks for joining us at 4:30. I'm Aaliyah Blackburn.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez. Fox 59's Jesse Wells explains the suspect was already on probation when police were called to investigate a new case this week.
And I also feel like if a child left this earth under your care, should there be a rule that you can't birth no more babies until you at least pass some kind of inspection? Like, should there be like a rule?
The suspect's own mother told me she's not surprised her daughter ended up back here in court in Marion County accused of child neglect because the suspect got a slap on the wrist and put on probation for a previous child neglect case 2 years ago. The suspect's mother hopes parents everywhere learn a lesson from this story. At this apartment complex along Troy Avenue, an 8-year-old girl called her grandmother crying and saying she'd been left home alone for most of the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. I don't get how folk leave kids at the house like stuff can't go wrong.
Looking after her 3 younger siblings, including a 4-month-old. According to this affidavit, the girl's grandmother then called police, who found the home littered with food and trash and no sheets on the beds.
First of all, no tea, no shade. The lady, the mama right there, she looked like she guilty. Okay, I know everybody can't look guilty. There's no look to being a guilty person. Ain't no look to be no. She looked guilty. The fact that her braids are halfway done, she guilty. That shows she can't get herself together. Okay, she had an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-month-old. Okay, you left an 8-year-old in charge of 3 other kids for 2 weeks.
Leading to the arrest of 27-year-old Tanisha Eccles for child neglect. At the time of her arrest, Eccles was on probation after her 6-month-old daughter died from blunt force injuries at her home here on Renton Street in 2019.
So 2019, which is what, 6 years ago. So she's been having more. So since she got put on probation, she literally had 3 more kids. I blame the system. The system, her mama, her daddy, whoever the baby daddies are. Okay, because I'm like, that is crazy.
Eccles was initially charged with neglect resulting in death, but later pleaded guilty to neglect resulting in injury in 2023. Judge Jennifer Prince Harrison sentenced Eccles to 2 years of home detention and 2 years of probation, but allowed her to avoid prison time for her daughter's death.
And I think it just goes to highlight that this is one more example of a larger issue that continues to swirl within the city.
Indy FOP President Rick Snyder says the case
and they in Indiana, by the way,
illustrates how the revolving door of justice, especially involving cases with children, puts other kids in danger.
Now, I am not a fan of anyone trying to regulate someone's vagina or uterus. Okay, I think every woman should have a choice on what she wants to do. You hear me? Okay. However, once you start harming kids and kids are harmed in your care, like it should be like a checkup list. Okay, make sure she don't have more children until she is mentally stable, financially stable. Okay, this is more stable for more kids. Since then, she had 3 more kids. Now she's back in jail.
We are failing to take these issues of child abuse and neglect seriously within Marion County.
While the suspect's mother initially sat down and talked to me about the case, she later requested we not air that interview. Still, she encouraged everyone.
Y'all still show the mama, and if you show the daughter and the daughter name, we know we can Google the mama.
To do what she did at these apartments this week and call police if they suspect child neglect or abuse is taking place, even if it involves their own family. Finally, the suspect is temporarily being held without bond. She's due in court for an initial hearing on Friday. In the meantime, prosecutors are seeking to revoke her probation. Jesse Wells, Fox.
An Indianapolis mother is in jail.
Now, again, the 8-year-old called the grandmama. Okay, grandmama called the police. Okay, police get there. Hey, mama ain't here. Where she at? We crazy. Okay. Now the daughter told the police. Okay, I tried to call my mama, but she always leave us here by herself. Okay, she leave me here to watch my younger siblings. Okay, so the police then, the girl got back home around 10 p.m. Okay, and so I was only gone for 20 minutes. Yeah, I left 20 minutes ago. I did to get some medicine for my kids. Man, the police is gonna tell you what kids said. The kids and you always leave them here alone. The mama then admitted, well, yeah, at times I leave them here by themselves because I don't feel like dragging all of them out the house at once. You had them. How you don't feel like taking the kids you had with you? Stop having babies. Stop having sex. Stop getting knocked up. Stop letting somebody come up in you. Okay, this is the thing. It is easy to get pregnant. It is. It's very easy. It takes one slip up. However, if you know you can't handle the kids, get your tubes tied. Get on birth control. Use condoms. And if you have condoms, birth control, some pesticides, spray yourself with some pesticides. If you put all that together, you won't get pregnant. Or at least it's less likely that you will get pregnant. But her braids, her hair tells me she don't use condoms and she don't care about letting the dude finish his business. And you know what I'm saying? She don't care. Anyway, lock her ass up. Okay, lock her You should never leave kids home alone, let alone leave them alone for 2 weeks. That is just, girl, jail, prison immediately. Okay, I saw another one. I gotta find it. I gotta find it, cause people is stupid. Where is the other one I saw, or I thought I had? Did I? I must have deleted it. Did I delete it? I must have deleted because I don't even see it no more. But again, people do dumb shit and we don't like them. Okay, and that's that. Oh no, as Georgia mama demands justice for kids because her two teen sons who were arrested for shooting up a party and then bragging about it on social media. She's upset. Ma'am, go sit down.
As a mother, I never imagined I would be writing a plea like this, but today I speak out not only for my children, but for every child whose rights and dignity continues to be violated by a system that claims to protect them.
Ma'am, you reading that like it ain't no punctuations. You wrote a full run along sentence statement. Okay, it's a periods, exclamation points, commas. Stop talking. Okay, read that the right way.
My two teenage children, both minors, have recently been wrongfully accused of a series of serious charges. These allegations alone are traumatic enough for any family to face, but what followed has made this ordeal even more devastating. Despite being minors, my children's name, faces, and court hearing footage were broadcast on Channel 2 News, where millions could see. Their identity was exposed to the public, their reputation tarnished, and their safety jeopardized, all based on unproven allegations.
Now, I am fully in agreement that children under the age of 18, whatever, you don't have to show them publicly. I fully understand her saying that, but ma'am, if there was proof that they was on social media bragging about powering up a party, your kids has no rights to ask for to be anonymous. No.
I was not even notified or present for the court hearing that was shown on the news. There was no regard for their rights as children, no attempt to prevent. As a mother, I never imagined I earned their dignity and no consideration for the lasting mental and social damage this kind of exposure creates.
This is my thing with this as well. If they're innocent, that's when you come out and say it's been proven that my kids ain't even do this. You know what I'm saying? It's proven my kid's innocent, and you say that after the fact, okay? If there's enough evidence to where they were arrested and put in court and taken to court, at that point, all bets is off. The news covers all kinds of stories, and if your two sons piled up a kid party, they ass should be on the news. You wanna know why? Because we need to look out for them. Okay, period.
Our children are being criminalized and dehumanized before
I think, girl,
they've even had a fair chance to be heard. It's not just about my family. This is about a pattern of systematic failure where our youth are treated as criminals before being treated as children, where media exaggerates instead of protects, and where parents are left out of processes meant to shield and support minors, not exploit them. We demand an immediate investigation into the unlawful exposure of my children's identity on the media.
Your children were in the media because they are accused of shooting up a birthday party. So there is no need for an investigation. We know why they were on the news. They were arrested for, accused of a crime.
Accountability from the news outlet and officials involved, a review and dismissal of these baseless charges if due process and rights were violated. To everyone reading this, help us share their story. Help us fight for our children, not just my children. Their dignity. Every local advocacy group speak out on social media, demand that the system meant to protect minors start doing exactly that. Because if we stay silent now, who will speak out for our children tomorrow?
I don't trust her. You wanna know why? I don't trust anyone reading from a paper looking down, holding the phone looking up. I'm like, ma'am, you with a tripod at? You could, and it also don't feel like she's speaking from the heart. She Googled plea to people about children. She had that. I don't trust it. And I feel like when there are accusations of someone piling up a kid's party, all bets is off. All bets are off. Period.
And they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all it was. They were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I just asked for you.
I must have missed something. Hold on.
I am a mother demanding for justice. I know my kids, and they have a lot of loved ones. They have a lot of friends and family members that love them, and they know that this is not my children, and they did not do what they are accused of doing. Yeah, y'all have been speaking on me and my character, my kids.
Who is we? I don't know you.
And my parenting, and don't even know the half of it. But you know, I keep saying to myself, like, I stay on my kids, but this is just a lesson to be learned. Like, they were around a crowd of people, and every local advocate, y'all, to just please come and help, and don't feed into all of the negativity that everybody is putting out against my boys, because they.
What is that, a baby above the camera? Is that a baby head above the camera? Girl,
don't know the truth. They can't know the truth. What's the name of that page that they shared? Yeah.
Is she asking other children questions?
Yeah, the neighborhood talk. Share the live, because this is real life. This is real life. Do not sit up there and say that my children was the ones who had a gun and y'all never seen them with a gun. Y'all don't have video footage of them with a gun. Hey, shh. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. And I'm not trying to get emotional or anything like that. I'm telling y'all, when they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. When you speak on this case, speak on facts. Speak on facts. That's all I'm going to say, because I can't really say too much. But I did let y'all know a little bit of that much. But I'm telling y'all, speak on facts. Y'all don't have facts, so y'all cannot keep saying anything about me as a mother or my kids as young youth or young adults. Like, they're not even young adults, yet young men. Like,
As young youths and young youth is like,
let's be for real. Like, y'all don't even know what happened. All of y'all are seeing is what the news put out, and those are allegations.
ma'am, that's the point. All anyone can discuss when someone is arrested is the allegations against them. That's really all we have to go off of.
Those are allegations, baby. Those are allegations. If I post the whole court the hearing that was said today, all of y'all mouth would be dropped, because y'all would be like, how they still locked up?
So you have proof your kids is innocent, and you won't post the proof because of what?
How they still locked up? So when you speak on this case, people in to help these young men. I'm a single parent of 5 kids. I'm not asking for too much of anything, but for this system not to drag my kids and put my kids in the system and make them out to be a lesson to be learned for this new law that does not go in effect until July. They are trying to make them as an example for this new law that doesn't go into effect until July of this year. And in January, they were minors and still are minors. So, yeah, please come together and y'all please just help with these kids like that didn't do anything. Clayton County is trying to set my kids up and make them as an example and use them for this new law that they have that is coming in effect in July. Just please, if y'all,
If your kids are innocent and there's proof that your kids is innocent, and as you said, if you show the court hearing that we'll know they innocent, why not show that? Let's see what the court hearing. What happened? Hold on. Wait, because I don't know if y'all can hear it. Let me take it out. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Because the mama said they didn't do it.
You're trying to impress? Guess what? Ain't none of them where you're sitting right now.
That's the judge that they appeared before who told them she sees too many young people with guns running and ruining their lives. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Clayton County. Tom, that judge seemed disturbed, to say the least, over how the young defendants, how young they are.
Yeah, that's true, Karen. Judge Latrivia Case Johnson said the brothers look like babies. She told them that she has children their age. She wanted to know, why is it that so many young men are so willing to pick up a gun and shoot someone?
What the heck? Sure.
Brothers are in custody after police say they shot.
I don't know what I clicked on.
But all the people you're trying to impress, guess what? Ain't none of them where you're sitting right now.
That's the judge
Now, the kids do look young. They're 13 and 14.
that they appeared before who told them she sees too many young people with guns running and ruining their lives. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Clayton County. Tom, that judge seemed disturbed, to say the least, over how the young defendants, how young they are.
Yeah, that's true, Karen. Judge Latrivia Case Johnson said the brothers look like babies. She told them that she has children their age. She wanted to know, why is it that so many young men are so willing to pick up a gun and shoot someone?
How old are you, Dwayne?
14.
How old are you, Major?
13.
Clayton County Magistrate Court Judge Latrivia Case Johnson was blown away that 13 and 14-year-old brothers are accused of shooting up a birthday party, wounding a minor. This is video from that night.
I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
We are showing the teens because they are being tried as adults. Police say 13-year-old Major Tolbert and 14
Who was the white man in the background? Where he at?
year-old Dwayne Tolbert were kicked out of the party on Pebble Ridge Lane in January because they weren't invited. There was a fight. The judge said one or both of the brothers started firing.
And then posted it on Instagram what you had done.
One of the teens tried to explain what happened.
You said about the uninvited part. We was invited. That was our cousin party.
The judge eventually cut him off to prevent him from incriminating himself. She
Because he was finna snitch.
told the teens she sees too many young people ruining their lives with guns.
Y'all didn't look at the YSL trial?
Yes, ma'am.
This is no joke when you're out here shooting guns.
The judge said these are only allegations at this point, but she said the brothers' lives are about to change.
You will eat when told to eat. You will sleep when told to sleep.
She wished them well and told them she hopes they can help change other teens who find themselves in trouble.
Maybe you have to be a voice for other juveniles.
The fact that they were on social media posting about it, the fact that it don't look like they said we did not do it. When someone said you was around there shooting a gun, your response is, but we weren't invited. That don't matter. That part don't matter. The mama trying to say again, my kids are too young to be on the news. If they're tried as adults because of a new law, that's not the law fault technically. Your kids should not have access to guns at 13 to 14 years old. Like that young, you should not even have access to a gun. And then somebody was shot in the leg, they say, okay. And this is crazy that the mama point is my kids are too young to be shown on the news, not my kids is innocent. And if your kid was they cousin party, what the aunties and uncles is that? Child.
Want to, any donations will help if y'all don't want to, any statements to help if y'all was out there at the time of the people into
Some brothers are in.
That's on the mama. Again, I'm a young mama of 5 children. At least 2 of them are teenagers. You know, it's not that I don't get her plight. I get she wants to stand up for her children. I fully get that. But ma'am, if your kids was somewhere where they pow and someone ended up being shot, you can't feel like we have to defend them because they happen to be young black boys. Your young black boys should. I defend young kids who have a little fight. Oh, a little fight. Oh, he stole some bubble gum from the market. You know what I'm saying? I that's kids doing dumb stuff. Once your kid pick up a weapon that hurts someone, ma'am, you're the problem. Because I would not be asking the world to help protect my kids from being held accountable. I would say, help me get some counseling for my kids so they don't do no more dumb stuff when they get older. People just be stupid and for no reasons. Children should not have guns. Okay, point blank, period. Okay, kids defending their peoples, right? Regine. I have not listened to Lil Wayne's that new album, the Carter 6. I am at a point in life where I don't think I would ever listen to Lil Wayne's music. It's just he ain't the same anymore. But they were saying your album is trash, and Regine got upset and went into I'm gonna defend my daddy for Daddy's Day mode.
Carter 6, you say Carter 6 is trash. That's fine. That's what you want to say. But let me tell you something about my father and Carter 6. This is what I hate about you kids. The fact that y'all can get on TikTok and do a fucking dance to it, that don't mean that it's trash, babe. Okay? The fact that you can get on TikTok and do a little 1-2 little viral moment for it, that don't mean that it's trash, babe. My dad was talking real shit. It's stuff on that album that you can hear in 2K, in games, at fucking malls, at all type of stuff. It's universal, my love. Y'all need to take y'all minds out of the TikTok world and get to the real bag.
Maybe the music is shitty though.
There is, my dad is a lyricist, babe. My dad really talks shit. So if you can't understand it, please move silence like the GM lasagna and get the fuck out of here. Thanks.
Ooh, such language. She's so upset. I get it, defend your parent, but I think some folk don't like Wayne music. Some younger art child YouTube being dumb again. Some younger listeners may not like his stuff, but I do feel like Wayne's music from yesteryear to Wayne's music currently, it is different, and it may be a little bit whack.
Now that's my last time, because I already said that I'm not about to be cussing, because y'all already heard me cussing crazy, and y'all was like, wait a minute, I didn't know. Carter 6, and they talk like that. So hold up, I'm just trying to tell y'all, don't be playing about, don't play about them parents. It's just like I got so good though, because like I really did calm down. Like, y'all know I used to tweet everybody and be at everybody's back, like when they talk about my parents. But I'm like, you know what? I let it go, I let it whatever. But it's like sometimes you have to put yourself in our shoes. Yeah, we are in the industry, and yeah, people are gonna speak on you, people are gonna whatever you put out there, but it's like we are still humans at the end of the day. We all bleed the same. If you cut, I'm gonna be black.
A part of being in the entertainment world, some folk may not like the daddy music. And that's just that. Anyway, Chop Baby Day, Father's Day. Drea and her boyfriend Jalen Green finally showed off their daughter. Their daughter, not their daughter name is Light. I said not. I'm not Light Green. First name Light, last name Green. So yeah, they named her Light Green. Jalen looks different. He looks thicker in the face. He eating real good right now. The daughter is adorable. Child, the daughter looks just like Drea. Okay, because Drea's sons look like that baby. So Drea has strong genes. Okay, because the daughter light bright, child not light bright, light green looks like her siblings. Okay, but again, cute little Burberry and with her daddy. Okay, and whatnot. A little adorable baby. Okay, probably a daddy's girl and whatnot. I will say this though, Drea, I understand it. That's still somebody's child. That's still somebody's child. Okay? That is still someone's child. However, I can understand her being attracted to him. He don't look, how old is he? Before I put my foot in my mouth. Jalen Green. How old is he? He's a babe. He's only 23. He's 23. Oh, I feel so dirty. You know what? First of all, he don't look 23 in my defense. But I thought he was like 26. I was gonna defend her. Damn it. Look, my point remains. I fully understand her attraction to him. However, I did not remember he is 20. He's currently 23. He's currently 23. Drea is currently 40. So that means there's a 17-year age gap. He's a handsome young man, but he don't look 23 to me. However, that is someone's child. Drea turned 40 in January. Jalen turned 23 in February. So they were 39 and 22. So that's not. I'm trying to defend it, not defend it, because look, my notion. This is always been my notion. When she got with that man, he was over. He was legally. He was of legal age, legally. I could not date someone 17 years younger than me. That ain't in my wheelhouse. But at least he wasn't a teenager. At least he was a teenager. Child. That's something totally different, okay? But again, they finally shut off the baby. Again, the baby's first name Light, last name Green. Okay? And she seems to be a happy baby. She's a beautiful little baby girl. So congrats to Jalen and Drea. Now I think he also has another child that's maybe a year or so, like a year or less older. Wouldn't that him? Didn't he have another baby? I feel like, was that him or was it's so many young athletes being with older women and getting them knocked up? I can't think. A part of me feel like there was another woman who got pregnant by him before he got with Drea. And before we found out about Drea's baby, the other one was already born. Or something like that, where they both were born like within the same year. Child. But it's because he looked like that. Okay, he's young. He's full of stuff. Okay, he's rich. He's around here being irresponsible. But it seems like he is in a relationship with Drea. You know, and I've seen him post. I've seen people share posts of him like, leave my girl. Let me say that's my girl or whatever. They were just on vacation. That she was posting about her on her social media. So her and Dylan are in a relationship. Shy, I was like, what? April, I just when I think of anyone that young, I think of my nephew. DJ's 19, so I would beat a bitch's ass. Okay, but DJ's 19. He was at least 20 when they got together. It made me itch a little bit though, y'all. It do, but he's a handsome man. He's a handsome young father. He's a handsome, old teenager. Okay, but anyway, the baby's beautiful, but light green, light. But her son's name is Drew. Because her son, so her youngest son, Drew, is with Orlando Scandrick, who plays football. So because y'all know Drea has 3 children. Let's just go to Drea's page. Let's go to Drea's page because we messy. And it's Sunday. We ain't got shit to do. Okay, we can have a good time together. Okay. Drea does not post her kids often on her page. She really posts, just like her and whatnot. We get some of these little pictures of her with baby girl. Okay, so it's boom. That's her son. We all, I think some of y'all know that she has an older son who's in his 20s. He's like 20, 21, maybe. That's the youngest son. Because she was engaged to Orlando Scandrick. So it's that son, okay? And so baby girl looked just like him as a baby. So that's why I said Drea's genes are strong. Because again, the daughter and the son look just like her. So I got some folks saying, "Oh, he don't look." It's like no, the daughter looks like Drea. Okay, now her oldest son. So that's her oldest. See her oldest son in the background. That's her oldest son right there. So she has 3 kids total. The oldest one, the young son, and now the daughter. Okay, so again. So she be around here. So Drea child, at least she ain't had to go back to Basketball Wives like some people. Anyway, but again, congrats to them showing off the baby girl. Finally, it's happened to us, and her name is Light. So she has Light, and then Drew, but light green, and then LYGHT. Not they have play dates. It's possible. It's possible. Child. Well, let's hope they stay together for a long time, child, because the next man, he ain't got nothing with that bullshit. Father 50 Cent, his oldest son. Look, they're deadbeat daddies all over the world, Craig. Okay, so 50 Cent is out here trolling, his son out here trolling. For what? So 50 Cent's son put up Father's Day, Happy Father's Day to all the real ones. Okay, I'm watching my bet. And it ain't looking too good. So he had bet that 50 Cent will post a pic of him and the youngest son. Because 50 Cent doesn't show, he doesn't have any connection to the older son. But his older son out here trolling his daddy. Okay, and then the daddy, 50 Cent posts this. Oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, little B. I'll have for cuss you soon, little B. You'll be back on OnlyFans in no time, little B. But how's your day going, little B? I said, now why you doing all that? Now why you doing all that? Y'all know he talking about Daphne Joy. You know, the 50 Cent's youngest son's mama, Daphne Joy. Okay, him and her had eyes over the youngest son. I'm say, but I'm like, what child again? This trolling. So he 50 Cent trolling his baby mama, and his son is trolling him. Child again, happy Father's Day to the daddies around here. Okay, then also Boxer is a Devin Haney or Devon, I don't know, the Haney man, okay, had a whole kid, you know, that he showed what picture at, okay? He showed the kid on the social medias, okay? Like, hey, it's Father's Day, let me show off my daughter, let me show off the baby and whatnot, okay? Then the baby mama. Cause we look, we know behind every deadbeat baby daddy is a mama who was upset about something. Why? Because you ain't nothing, okay? The mama then posted, I will never understand how anyone can have kids in this world and live every day like they don't exist. And I'm like, why y'all beefing? Take us out the group chat, okay? So he went on a not Twitter, an IG story spree because he's upset. Now, I don't know how you're upset about us not knowing about a new baby you have because we don't care. So he went, oh, stop using kids to control men or as a come up. Well, stop getting people pregnant who you not with. Okay? The kids don't deserve that. Leave the kids out. I get in it. You see how I get thrown in this stuff? The kids not even in this shit. Okay? I never acted like my kid didn't exist. I fight to see my baby. My child mama won't let me see my baby unless I threaten to cut her money off, and I'm tired of having to pay to see my kid. I'm going about it the right way through the courts. So that is organized, and I can see my baby more than one time a month when she needs to be paid. Now, I will say this. If he's saying, girl, you won't let me see my kid, so I'm waiting for the courts to put something in place, I don't mind that. Okay, that's only if the court proceedings have been scheduled. Meaning you have went to court and said, hey, I want visitation, I want stuff in writing. If you ain't with the court yet, shut up. Okay, but him writing all this stuff, I ain't been with her in a while, but I still took care of her because she got my kid. Okay, I don't know what she got against me, but I want my child talk to the judge. Okay, talk to the girl so bitter. She didn't give my child my last name. She don't have to. She don't have to give the child y'all had out of wedlock your last name because she the mama. Men who just assume kids will have a name but they didn't marry the mama. Why? Okay, now I'm not reading all this shit. I have a firm believing when you are writing on stories and you write this long thing, I'm not reading that shit. I do see it say if this was a planned pregnancy, he begged for the baby. Well, tell it to the judge. Okay, period. So baby daddies across the world, Craig, is out here begging for attention and this and that and that and this. Okay, and we don't care. Okay, why is Ray J? Y'all, do y'all see Ray? Do y'all see Lloyd's? Not Lloyd, that's Sammy. Sammy singing, but why is Ray J up under the desk laying down? Why is what drug is Ray J on? I had to rewatch this video like four. I'm like, wait a minute. Is he climbing from up under the desk? Why are you under the desk? The fact that he's laying down, passed out seemingly, under a desk, crawls out from under the desk, confused, like, where am I at? Am I in rehearsal? Why is a man singing to me? Why am my shirt off? Do I got to get up? Where am I? What are we doing? Where are my panties? It's just it's a whole weird thing. I don't know. John, we need an intervention for Ray. Ray J needs an intervention. Okay. And the fact that everyone around him is like not even, it's not even weird to them. I'm like, what is y'all doing? Sammy just singing his ass off, child, sounding great. And Ray J is trying to stretch, bend, pray to Jesus in the background. Lord, please help me not to get confused ever again, Lord. I don't know how I made it up under the table, Jesus, but please, Lord, if you could just get me together, Lord, I promise you, I would never take no more drugs again, Lord. I'm like, what is happening? Because the first time I watched the video, I was listening to Sammy sing the first time, and I said, "Wait a minute, I don't even see Ray J." I did not realize that he was the figure on the floor, laying down there.
I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me. Make some noise for Sammy.
I said, "Now, how did we get here, Jesus? How? I can't comfortably sleep on the floor under a table. This on GP. Okay, I need a couch, a cushion, a bed, a fluffy chair, a fluffy chase lounge. Okay, this man being knocked out under, because like, when did he get on the floor? Why he down there? Was it his shirt he was laying on? How is Sammy still singing and not laughing? To be able to ignore Ray J's antics means this is usual. Ray J is always somewhere asleep under the table. Okay? And he was like, wait a minute, why am I on the floor? I gotta get up, Lord. Let me walk. My knees is weak. Let me get up and walk around. I need some water. Okay, I need some water, God. Am I next? Am I singing next? Is Sammy done? Wait, let me pray. Lord, I pray to you that you help heal me, Lord Jesus. Okay, I don't be trying to, Lord. I be trying to be free. You got some water? I need some child. Anyway, Ray J has fallen and he can't get up. Cause it's like, why are you doing all this? Okay, Monique, I told y'all before, I have nothing in no kind of order, y'all. We just running with it. Okay, me and my antics today for Father's Day together as one. Okay. Anyway, Monique, who we know coming back to the Housewives of Potomac, we've already seen her filming with the ladies. She was discussing her coming back.
I've been gone. Every time I've been asked, I've been like, no. Even this year, like literally, I said I declined probably a good 7 times. And then something happened. Something changed. And I was just like, I'm not the person that I was. And a lot of the reasons that I said no was because of the person that I was, you know? And I'm not her anymore. So, what better way to test my healing? But no, for real, I have been running from the platform that gave me a foundation out here in these streets. And when I really thought about it, what was keeping me from returning was a lot of fear, and it was also a lot of PTSD, you know?
The part that I can kind of understand is her saying, you know, she was fearful to go back. I think it was her ego. I think when she left and she said, I'm not going, I think when she left because her marriage was under attack. And so I think for a while she didn't go back because she was still with Chris. I think once her and Chris separated, she then was on this, I don't need to be on no show because of what happened with her and Carlos and the own people. But I feel like Monique going back makes sense to me. I feel like she didn't get a proper end. I think Giselle, Robin, Candace at that time, because of the whole altercation, made her be on the defense for what she did, how she did it, her marriage, how she clapped. I think all of that played a part into it. I do think Monique, she left. When did Monique leave? Monique, let me see, Monique Samuels. All right, okay. When did she leave? She left. I don't understand when she left. I I can't see when she like left the show, but I think it was that like season 7? Oh, 5? After season 5? Monique leaving in season 5 and coming back for season 10. Oh yeah, so she left in 2020. So I think her being gone for 5 years, to me, that's a valid time frame to where you grow a little bit, you change a little bit. Yes.
Oh, you working? You
No
got
lie.
lipstick on. Oh, all right. Go back to lab. We just back in the room. So.
All right, I'll call you when I'm done.
All right, love you.
All right, love you. Mama. But yeah, Monique leaving in season 5, coming back to season 10. I think that's enough time. That was 5 years ago. She has since then did another show, got divorced. I do think she's probably different now. I would like to see Monique without her having this pop and circumstance part of herself. I would like to see her not being Chris's wife. I would like to see her and she's not trying to protect some kind of image. I do want to see what has changed within her. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
I was built way different then. I'm built a little better now. And giving everything that I have going on in my life between my business, Millie of Essentials, which has been extremely successful, and then also my book that I've been working on, which for anyone who's been following me consistently, y'all know I've been talking about my book for like at least 2 years now. It's been a work in progress. It's also something that's near and dear to me. And I love that you'll not only be able to see the levels of growth that I've achieved when you read my book, but you'll also be able to see it now on TV as well. So I have been.
I don't even think she left. Not left. I don't think the issue was money. I feel like people think Monique is like broke because she didn't get some big, large settlement from Chris. But I believe she said what she got from him was like the amount of money she would have made if she had been working. So it's not like she got nothing in a divorce. I also want to see Chris as a person who would not make sure she and his kids, they had 3 kids together, are not on steady ground. So when she said how even the money she got from him paid for her house, I'm like, she got money and she also works. She has a business. I do want to see what she has coming up next. She said, "Child, I am back, bitch. Leave me alone." Child, foolishness. You know, speaking of marriage and divorce, okay. Uh, Travis Hunter man who married that lady who we don't like. They bought a $3.2 million house with 13 rooms. Now, I feel like he gonna regret marrying her. I feel like when you are a new couple, newly married, you should not have your whole family, her whole family, like in the house with y'all. Cause I'm like, y'all didn't get that big ass house for just y'all. Y'all got that big ass house for the people to be there too. Okay. It has 8,100 square feet, 13 rooms, 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a 4-car garage, pool, tennis court, and blah 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 blue. Okay, I feel like if you know what I'm saying. I also feel like if I was married or with someone who was newly wealthy, newly in the league or whatever, I would be like, babe, we doing too much. Mm-mm. We don't need no, $3 million house. We can get something like a half meal. You know what I'm saying? Football money ain't guaranteed if you get hurt. I don't think anyone should go into their football career spending the big bucks in the beginning. I think it's smart in the beginning to save money. But that to me also signifies she not smart. Because usually it's us women who try to help our men make better decisions. So I'm like, who thought Yes, let's buy a $3.2 million house before you step foot on the field to play. That's dumb. Like that big ass wedding. I think whatever car he bought her, this big ass house. If he get hurt tomorrow, who gonna pay the water bill? If he get hurt tomorrow, who gonna mop the floors? If he get hurt tomorrow, who gonna pay the car insurance for said car? I never think it's smart for anyone to start spending heavily with new money. I don't think it's smart to start spending heavily at the beginning. We hear of rappers and it's people who get a lot up front expecting to make more money, and then something bad happens and more money don't come, and then the overhead overflows the bank account, and then it's a trouble. I would never say, yeah, let's buy a four, because after fees, moving costs to furnish that house is another half a meal, because it's a big ass house. You know what I'm saying? Security, all the girl. I would never suggest this is smart. And that's a house you get when y'all have been married 5 years. You have some money put aside. You are not worried about not getting a second year of football up on your belt. You know what I'm saying? You just make better decisions when you're older and wiser. And if he wants to be with her, fine, cool. But I feel like don't be dumb. If y'all wasn't living in that big ass house before, why y'all need one now? Start small. If y'all were in a 1 bedroom condo, cool. Get a 3 bedroom condo. Why do y'all need a 8,000 square foot property with 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms? You know why? Because I think their families will also be there. I just don't think this is a smart business move when you are freshly in the league. And not only that, ain't he like a first? I know him in here. I feel like he's a first time rich person in his family. Like, is his parents rich? Did he come from money? Like, does anyone in his family know how to handle and budget money? When you're the first rich person in your family, no one is saying to you, hey, maybe don't buy this, maybe don't buy that. Everyone, oh no, yeah. New car, new house, new clothes, get a wife, big ass wedding. So let's hope that nothing goes wrong. Let's hope and pray, you know what I'm saying, all goes right. But I am a firm believer in do not spend big up front. Spend big once you have deals in place, money saved up, and you know for a fact you have more money coming in. Okay? I'm just saying. But again, big ass house. Okay? Congrats to them. It's if you ask, he was here. Is he a first time player? Him. I could have called you, but I'm like, you know, it's your day. Is he a first time player or has he played before? I feel like he's fresh out of college. I do. But yeah, don't spend that kind of money. Okay, it's stupid. It's dumb. It don't make no sense. Antonio Brown, wonderful attempted murder. See, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. No rookie should buy a $3 million house with a brand new wife. It's too soon. It's not she for the streets, is she? Oh, didn't they say she was doing some things and whatnot? But yeah, because I'm like, I knew, see, I told you, see, he's the CEO of the sports department around here. Because I'm like, he's a new athlete. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a $500,000 house. You don't need it almost, because once you to furnish it, light it up, the water bill, okay, the grocery bill, okay, the lawn care. Who gonna mow the lawn? Not him, not her. You have to now hire staff to take care of the house. Anyway, yeah, I figured he was brand new. Antonio, where you at? Antonio being wanted for, I said, attempted, girl. It said he was involved in a physical altercation. Okay, and whatever. Okay, got arrested. They had a warrant off his arrest because they say he tried to pop somebody. Okay, I feel like not pop. I made it up. They say that there was footage showing him punching somebody. And he took a gun from the security officer and ran toward the victim. The victim later met the police and said, "Hey, he tried to kill me. He wanna kill me." I feel like I never hear this man's name in any good ways. I only hear negative things, crazy things. I feel like paid handsomely. But yeah, it's weird that I never hear about him when it comes to sports. When it comes to him in entertainment, it's always happening some bull stuff that never makes sense. But I feel like he probably did that shit. Okay, I feel like whatever they say he did, he probably did it. Okay, so there's a warrant out for his arrest. And he has to post bond and be in house arrest. Child, he ain't gonna listen. Speaking of, why did Kanye show up to Diddy trial? I swear to God, when the Jane Doe were speaking at the trial, but she spoke for like I think 5 or 6 days, and when she was saying how, I went with some other legendary rapper girlfriend and her wife, and we were doing some things, folks were trying to speculate it was Kanye. Okay, the crazy part is the day after she said that in court, Kanye shows up. Didn't even on trial for weeks now. Okay, weeks now, and I feel like Kanye showing up for around 30 to 40 minutes. He wasn't able to get into the main courtroom. He was in the overflow room, and then he went in the overflow room. I think they said one of the sons went in there, whatever. He only stayed for about 30, 40 minutes and then left because Kanye liked attention. His wife was there too, the Bianca girl. Coming in all white to a dirty Diddy trial is just foolishness. Okay, your wife being a child, him and Bianca. Okay, it all is a scheme that Diddy did. Somebody told Kanye West to pull up. Okay, I feel like it was schemes and scams. And now the judge allegedly did not want to allow Kanye West to stay in the courtroom because, again, if Kanye West walks in and sits behind Puff Daddy Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, the jury is going to for sure like, oh my God, it's Kanye. You know what I'm saying? It would be jury tampering, in my opinion. That may be why we haven't seen any celebrities there. Because what can they help? What can they do? Nothing. But Kanye showing up allegedly, okay, after the Jane Doe was saying she had engaged in some activities with a superstar rapper, a legendary rapper, and his person, his girlfriend or wife, and whatnot. Folks were alleging the other that rapper, that legendary rapper that knew Puff was Kanye. And there were also folks saying they felt like the day Kanye came was the day after Jane finished her last testimony. And so some folks felt like maybe he did not know that Jane was not going to be there. Maybe he came to try to intimidate Jane, to cause some kind of strife, to cause some kind of scene. You know what I'm saying? And I fully feel like him showing up for one day with his Caucasian is wife and leather and pleather, okay, was a scheme and a scam set up by Diddy. I'm happy the courts or the judge did not allow him in the main courtroom. And also, if you want to see in the main courtroom, get there early. So to me, even if Kanye really wanted to support Diddy and be there in person, he would have came earlier and got a good seat and went around and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a good seat. I'm gonna sit behind Diddy. I'm gonna clap my hands and stump my feet. Okay, I'm gonna say he's innocent. Okay, all of that." But no, he came in all white for attention. He left out quickly after getting there. Why? Because he just wanted some damn attention. I can't stand Kanye. I just think it's stupidness and it's foolishness. For real. Because this is a serious case. Go sit down somewhere. Okay, get out of our face. Anyway, look, take about 30 good seconds, y'all, and like the video for me. And we're back. Okay. I'm like, what other Diddy stuff do I have? Because I be forgetting about Diddy. I really do. But some audio from the courts came out. Okay, because there are voice notes and voice recordings of Diddy talking to Jane Doe. Okay. I just want y'all to hear Diddy talk.
Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are the pipe. That's my new name for you, pipe. Or should I call you CP?
A man calling me crack pipe would not be a good thing in my agenda. I feel like calling me crack pipe, crack is whack. Crack is not good. Don't call me crack.
But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go rest up. Get in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Got your contract. Find a nice little spot. Put your mind at ease. And yeah, I had a great time. And I really, really want you to get some rest. I didn't know about you throwing up and all that. That's when I was like, hold up a second. All right, get some rest, baby. Love.
The whole crack pipe, I had a good time. You got your contract, go get your little house, little job. It kind of feels like I want you to think this is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? And who leaves that kind of message for somebody? Diddy is creepy. I think the more we learn about what Diddy's done and said, the more weird it becomes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. Okay. Y'all know Dame Dash is again broke. Dame Dash did a lawsuit where he had to pay a judgment of $823,000. Okay, and it was a copyright lawsuit that he ended up losing, and because he has not paid what he owes, they're making him give up his music ventures, just everything he has to pay this debt. I feel like 13% bad for Dame, but I also feel like Dame made enemies in the industry, so that's why people won't come help him. It's unfortunate that he doesn't have the wealth that others have who are in his position. I also feel like he just kept making bad business decisions. Um, and maybe trusting the wrong people. Okay, because to have to for the judge to order for you to basically forfeit ownership, okay, of movie companies, with just your stuff. I'm like, well, how you gonna make any money? So again, go be friends with Jay-Z again, but that may not happen at all. It may not happen at all. But it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Dame Dash was one of the top record execs, for a while. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to now be like in a full deficit to where he doesn't have the capital, the cash, or the credit to pay off a debt. And it's like because he know he owe it. He know he owe it. That part is sad. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he give up what he owe, he can start brand new, start off fresh. I don't know, have a new label called Fresh to Death from the beginning, and then go from there. Okay, but I mean, sometimes leave people alone. I don't care about that. What else I gotta? Oh, I wanted to just mention this. Jeezy was on the Breakfast Club, and they brought up him, flirting with Nia Long when she did that interview with him after his divorce that came out, and him basically saying, "Well, yeah, I was flirting. Yeah, I want her. I was absolutely trying to get with her and blah blah blah." That was back in 2023. I don't want to see Nia Long with Jeezy. I don't. I think Jeezy has a way of talking as if he is this, loving, caring, not want no bullshit person. And a part of me believe Jeezy like a bit of bullshit. A part of me believe he likes a bit of drama. A part of me believes he, behind closed doors, he's difficult to deal with. That does not mean his ex-wife is any different. But I don't like how he tried to come off so innocent in this demise of his marriage, the back and forth bickering in court, and now he wants to say, "Oh yeah, I won't kneel long." No, no. Now maybe y'all might deserve each other. I'm not sure how that is, but the fact that he can't even admit to a part he played in the demise of that marriage, and I don't trust him. Because when stuff break apart, both people in one way play a part in it, even if the only part you played was moving too fast. Even if the only part you played was not leaving quick enough. Even if the only part you played was going along with the bullshit when it was bullshit. You can't make me believe you were 100% innocent in anything that went wrong and anything that came out about them. It's impossible. Everyone plays a little itty bitty part. Again, even if the only part you play is not leaving soon enough because you saw shit going left and see, you know what? I'm gonna stick around. Let's work it out, okay? And stuff kept going left, and you kept allowing it to go left, and then I walk away. So yeah, I don't want to see him with Nia. I don't. Okay, get away from me with that. We don't want it. Y'all, they said Jay-Z bet $1 million for OKC to win in 5 games, and he lost that. I say the fact that Jay-Z not only has the $1 million, but he won't even miss it. Someone tell Jay-Z to send me $40,000. Okay, tax free. Matter of fact, no, send me 80. I'll pay taxes on 80. I don't want to pay taxes on the 40. But that's just so rich. Okay. Anyway, I had to mention that. Y'all, Tiana Taylor put out some pictures for her at the BT Awards. First of all, her daughter's gorgeous. Little, what's her daughter's name? Junie, and then is it Rose? I think it's her daughter's name. But child, it was so cute. But to me, it also shows we see the entertainer front and center and stuff, but behind the scenes, she's a mama. Okay, backstage, my kid is around here, and so is my man. Okay, and it was cute to see her post some little behind the scenes, photographs of her at the BT Awards. She performed. Okay, beautiful dress, my man. I'm saying her family being around there, her daughter being involved, and again, there's something about children being able to see their parents, the mom or the dad, working, doing what they love, having a good time. Okay. Child, the fact that we see Aaron Pierre help her get dressed, that is so cute. Okay. He right there with his, I'm saying it's so cute. Anyway, but yeah, I love her. I love that she's showing herself after a storm. We see all the love we saw about between her and Iman. We seen the demise of it, but we don't see sometimes. It's like, you know what, she's okay. He didn't break her and whatnot. Leave me, bitch. Anyway, cute. Bow Wow daughter. When I was watching the BET Awards, I saw a clip of Bow Wow daughter on the red carpet or whatever, and even I said, "How old is she?" Because I kept seeing like a little cutout, like at the hip part. And I'm like, I feel like she's a teenager. And so the daughter is around, 13 years old. And her mama, Joey Chavez has the daughter with Bow Wow, a son with Future, and then another baby with some NFL player who name I can't think of right now. But the daughter was with Bow Wow for the BT weekend or whatever, had a stylist, and child, the outfit wasn't appropriate.
That they sent over, it looks like a long sleeve dress that's like has jewels on it and a thing hanging on the side. I was like, oh my God, so cute. At no point do we know that it was a cutout. But whoever was styling her should have said, hey, there's a cutout. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So the mama, like, look, the stylist showed us the outfit, like a picture of it, but did not tell us the outfit had a cutout on the hip. And as it was very short, a cutout was shot right by the buttocks and whatever. And what's crazy to me is, and I think the mom was right in saying she wasn't with me. Her daddy had her. I'm saying her daddy had her. The stylist should have, had some options, and someone should have said, no. Now, you can tell that she was kind of covering herself up with her arms being down or whatever. I'm surprised Bow Wow allowed her to come out dressed like that. I think you were at the BET Awards. There are thousands of stylists. Somebody would have had something for her to wear. There's no reason that girl outfit should have been put on so close to award show time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why wasn't there fitting? So while I'm not going to blame the mom, because as she said, he had her for the week, like, I think he gets her for the summer. So I do put that on the daddy, because you was there with her. You should have had someone go get her something else to wear. It ain't no one with a black sheet, wrap a black sheet around her and cover up that hip, because it was very short. The outfit was very much, so I was like, girl, the Bow Wow daughter. The outfit was just, even when I saw it on the I was like, that is her ass. I was like, why is her ass cheek Like that ad, I was confused. I was confused. And I think it says a lot to where if you don't know how to dress your child, let someone else do it, but make sure before the day of the event, the outfit is tried on. Because when the mom said, "Well, no, you know," she put it on, and it was time for them to go out on the red carpet to do this interview thing. No, she can't go. Why? Because her ass is out. Her ass is out. Okay. But yeah, I just think I blame the stylist because you knew that was a child. Why would you, girl, cover her ass up a little bit? We already did Kanye. Let me refresh. Let me refresh. Because I want to get the Porsha in them. Oh, congrats. Okay, Ricky Bell of Bell DeVoe and Audition had a baby. This is his first child. I know that man is older, okay, but he and his wife, new baby, okay, new baby, Mercy, born on Father's Day, little girl. So congrats, Ricky Bell and his wife. What's his wife's name? Amy. So Ricky and Amy had their first baby. Congrats. Okay, that's a great Father's Day gift. A whole baby. Justin Bieber is out here cussing y'all out. Not me, y'all.
I'm a dad, I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're on the sidewalk, Justin.
I don't give a if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you? You're gonna take this video out of context. You're gonna say I'm mad. I don't know who the paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one.
I mean, Justin, you look mad. Okay? You do look upset, but you have a right to be upset if they messing with you.
Okay? Stop provoking me. I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
All right.
So don't do this to me. Okay?
All right, cool.
I'm not to be with. I don't know who's paying you to with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk. I don't care what kind of dirty work, what kind of nasty you're getting paid in the background to provoke me, bro, but I'm not the one. I'm really not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk, bro.
Look, it's a two-parter. You know, a part of being a celebrity is they're gonna follow you. But I think it's a fair thing to say, why are you surrounding my car? Like, why are you so close to me? Shoot me from over there. But don't come in my personal space. Don't come to my car. Don't say crazy shit to me to piss me off. Don't do none of that. Okay? You wanna know why? Because I'm gonna you up. Okay? Don't play with me. And he's right. I'm a human being. I'm a dad, a father, a husband, all these things. Stop playing with me.
Clearly you're here for an alternate agenda. Why would you want to be here to provoke me like this? This isn't love.
You're not provoking, Justin.
This isn't love, bro. This is weird, bro. Y'all are on some real weird shit. Literally.
All right, have a good night, Justin.
Okay, then go then have a good night somewhere else, man, for real.
All right.
Because I'm not going to stand around here and let this happen. No sir. No way. No how.
All right, cool.
This is the beach.
You guys
They
have
get
that
to be
too.
at the beach. They do. They do. They get to be at the beach. I'm a dad. I'm a husband.
Now, in defense of the paparazzi, I'm gonna say this. If they don't say shit to you, if they don't touch you, and again, if they do not come in your close proximity, they're going to record you. But I also feel like they're doing stuff that they know will piss you off. You have to ignore them. But I do feel like if you are in public, a public area, a public beach, or whatever, like they're probably going to record you. That's their job. You know what I'm saying? If he was at his house, his kid's school, grandma's house, getting some pumpkin pie, you know what I'm saying? If he was somewhere like at his personal residence, I think that's crossing the line. But I do feel like when you are at a public location, they're going to record you. It's not fair. I fully get it's not fair. However, don't give them the content they need. Because you just walking from the beach to your car is bullshit. You cussing them out and saying, I ain't the fucking one. You all of that is worth more. And I get he probably just snapped and went off because it happens. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? But just saying, sometimes stop. Okay, and say fuck the people. Cardi B is telling y'all my album is coming. Girl, when?
The fuck y'all came from with the Cardi turning her album and her label told her no, or Cardi is facing her karma. I'm actually facing the opposite.
Child, why is this the beard and the glass? Girl, TikTok is crazy.
First of all, Atlantic Records, y'all think that I just turned in my album and Atlantic Records just heard my album today? Or not today, but like it was just one day that I decided to turn in my album and Atlantic Records heard it. No, people from Atlantic Records, from ARs to execs to vice presidents and stuff like that, they pop up at my studio sessions like every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks. They actually pop up whenever the fuck they feel like it because they're the one that pay for the studio session. And on top of that, I'll also share the studio with another Atlantic artist, big Atlantic artist. I'm not gonna say who, but it's like they always pop up. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all think that I just handed in my album and it's like, hey, here, this know what the fuck the first time y'all hearing my material, y'all bugging. They know exactly what it is. At the end of the fucking day, like one of my snippets was leaked of a song, and I don't care much for the song, but like everybody loves it. And that's actually one of the things that my label wants. They want me to drop the song because they love the reaction of it.
Cardi, I'm tired of you, child. I love Cardi. I love her. I do. I love the new song. I do. But Cardi, ma'am, drop the fucking album. Okay, shut up and drop the goddamn album. If not, leave us be, bitch. What's left? I gotta do Porsha. I'm gonna do Kenya, not Kenya. Porsha and them. Last is going to be K. Michelle. I added some graphics. Let's do the Drew and Ralph stuff. I feel like, and I don't want to go piece by piece. Ralph has consistently for the past few days been posting, tweets, been posting screenshots of conversations, saying Drew was faking as if they were beefing about the whole the Tampa trip, how they had already discussed that and then kind of rehashed it. After filming, they were then, together and blah, 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 blah. Ralph could tell me that my name was Jaylee, and I would say you're lying. You know what I'm saying? He had posted some text between him and Drew where Drew was saying, or I think Drew said maybe she had like maybe $500 for her name and whatnot. I don't trust Ralph. I don't trust any man who will put out the text between him and his wife and then try to say this wasn't supposed to take it negatively. It was to show we were in the trenches together. I didn't care if she had no money. It was my role as a supporting provider and I play my position. I don't believe shit Ralph says at all. I don't trust that man at all. And I just think it's dumb that he's even going and saying all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? About how I loved her, I supported her, I poured into her, I was helping her, and blah, 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 blah. Again, miss me with the bullshit, okay? Drew, like, look, he won the peach. Okay, he lying, blah, blah, blah. Then we seen Mendices. No, before that, on Tasha K's channel, she's talking to the man allegedly that was messing around with Yandy.
The impression like this was just a casual thing between you and her. Did she tell you anything about like Mendices and why she would decide to, kick off things with you?
I don't think it was ever a topic of discussion. No, for some strange reason, we never really spoke on them. We were driving to, I think it was going to one of her business meeting that I was following her to. And obviously, Mendices called her, obviously through the her phone, but it was connected to her car. He was having a full-blown conversation with her. I was sitting in the car, and I'm not gonna lie, that for me was a bit, I won't say, it was a bit uncomfortable, because America's not my country. I'm from the UK. I'm like, is this safe? It's like, does this make sense? What if this
You know he's from the streets now.
You know what I'm saying? So, but and the thing is, I know that too, but not that means anything to me, because down here, I'm not, just use your imagination.
Yeah, I know about the UK. I know how y'all get down.
Obviously, I'm not in that's not my country, so the same sort of accessibility I would have down there, I wouldn't have over there.
I think it's weird when people are willing to date people in secret, but then want to loudly say, I don't know, sir, you was fucking Yandy in private, keep fucking in private. And also, anyone who has any kind of phone conversation with Tasha K, she's recording you. Okay, if you are ever having a conversation with Tasha K, she's recording you and she will play it on her channel later. Okay, just know that. So we have, Yandy being accused of messing around with some man. We now have Drew being accused of messing around with Ty and messing around with that dude Black. So we have, Mendici's wife and Drew and Ralph's wife being accused of cheating. Then these two suckers is somewhere toasting and cheering. The fact I said y'all is for clout and attention. I don't think we've ever seen Drew hanging out with Yandy. We've never seen Ralph hanging out with Medici. So why y'all together now? And why y'all put the cups down? Okay, it's all for shits and giggles. It's all for clout and attention. That probably means that Ralph gonna have Medici over in the basement for them to record some kind of podcast. It's just B of the S if you ask me. I think Drew man and Yandy man linking up for some clout chasing bullshit is stupid. Y'all clanking on camera, touching knuckles on camera for what? If Yandy cheating, if Drew cheating, and it's like all of this comes out after both husbands have been accused of being cheaters, of being pumpkin eaters, of being men who step outside the marriage. So for me, I don't care what your wife do once you have been accused of consistently cheating on them. If you have been accused of cheating on me over and over and over, and I think it's true, if I go out and get me a little 1-2, a little 1-2, okay, I'm gonna do that. I don't blame Drew for messing around with whoever once her and Ralph decided to divorce. And once Bendici's was caught consistently in situations of women saying that they're with him, and even he's fakely married, or I don't think him and Yandy married should be go. But anyway, if Yandy was around there somewhere getting with that man, so what? But I'm like, Ralph and Mendici's linking up to clink clack glasses for social media is a scheme. It's a scheme that Ralph put out to bring us the bullshit. Okay, I would never ever trust Ralph. Ever. He is untrustworthy. He is someone who seems to always be making shit up and lying. You know what I'm saying? And that has nothing to do with Drew. That's everything to do with him as a person. You know what I'm saying? And Mendici's, why are you with Ralph anyway? These men ain't shit. Okay, they irk they irk all of my nerves. You hear me? Now, Porsha. Okay, we got all of the Diddy stuff out the way. I want to get stuff out the way so I can know I did it already. Okay. Porsha. Well, it's a couple things for Porsha. One, Porsha and Simon's divorce has been settled. Okay, seemingly settled. They went to court and she got a couple of things. Okay, per U.S. Weekly. Okay, Porsha keeps the Rolls Royce that he gifted her. Okay, she's gonna get $40,000 a month in alimony for up to 15 months. Okay, and she will also be allowed to finish living in that $7 million house that she can afford. Okay, she has up until 2027 to make a decision on if she wants to stay in the house and refinance the house, to buy Simon out of his portion, or if she wants to vacate. Um, Porsha can't afford that house. Porsha can't afford that house. Since she's been there, Simon been paying the bills. Now I don't know where he get the money from. Okay, I don't know. However, I feel like I would not want my child. I would feel uncomfortable not knowing if me and my child could be in this house forever because I can't really afford it. I feel like Simon has now been deported to Nigeria. That man don't have to pay you. He probably won't pay you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I would not want to be dependent upon anyone else for me and my child's livelihood in the house that we live in. I would not be wanting to sit up here for the next 2 years wondering will Simon's funds pay for the house. Because if Simon stops paying the money for the house and the house gets foreclosed upon, and then her and PJ gets evicted, to me, Porsha, that's your fault. Because you knew in 2024, when y'all were getting divorced, that you could not afford the house, that he was already fighting you to pay anything. So I'm not trying to say let that man off the hook. I'm not trying to say anything in defense of Simon. What I'm saying is Porsha, he is not going to either be able to pay the bills for the house for the next 2 years, or he just won't do it. And when that happens, you will get evicted. So this has nothing to do with letting him off the hook, a woman not getting what she is rightfully, owed and per a divorce decree or per a prenup. My point is you should never be waiting on someone else to pay your bills. That's stupid. That's dumb. Okay, if you're getting 40 grand per month in a car, cool. Let's sell the house. The moment he was fighting me to live and film in a house, I would have been looking for another house to live in. Because I refuse to have to be. I would not want my child in that kind of environment to where I don't know what he might do. He may burn the damn house down. The moment he started fighting about the house, I would have moved out and said, hey, we can still fight about the house in court, but I'm going to have my own place. I'm going to sign a year lease. Okay, I'm going to sign a year lease that I know right now, me and my girl is fine. But Porsha, I think she just wants to be right. She just wants to win. Even if in the long run, the man who may have to pay the bills won't pay the damn bills. If YouTube knock y'all out, I don't know why it's so weird on your phone. I don't know why it's doing it. Okay. Come on back in. Now, separate from her winning that stuff, a couple of things leaked from the court hearing. Okay. Now, I don't know how anyone got the Zoom, child, but they got the Zoom.
The parties began dating early 2021, in the spring of 2021. They became engaged, and later on that year, you'll learn that on or about September 2021, Ms. Williams actually left her employment with Dish Nation, which is a TV network, and she also left her employment with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You'll also learn that during this time, Mr. Gabadia was actually giving his girlfriend about $30,000 a month.
So while dating, he was giving her $30K a month. Now with it, but now also with that, they didn't date that long.
just off the strength of being his girlfriend. And so also during that time, Ms. Gabadia took that into consideration that, since she had left her employment with Dish Nation and also with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, two of her primary sources of income, that he agreed to pay his girlfriend $30,000. Well, not agreed, there's a formal agreement at that time, but he was voluntarily paying her that.
That's why Porsha quit. Porsha said, if he gonna give me $30,000 a month and I ain't got nothing, I'ma just not do nothing. Right. Paying her $30K per month while Fallon was having to fuss to get anything while being married. They were married for 5 years? It's crazy.
And so that way she would have some sort of financial means to take care of her day-to-day needs. The parties then began a discussion about entering into a prenuptial agreement towards the end of 2021, I believe, maybe around December 2021, carrying into 2022. The parties did both hire counsel, they began negotiating, and you'll learn that during the negotiations, Mr. Gabadia relied upon the fact that Ms. Williams was no longer earning the average $1.6 million to $2 million that she was earning from Real Housewives of Atlanta as a cast member to the Real.
She was making almost $2 million on Housewives and left that to get paid $30,000 a month. The math ain't mathing. Because if you're getting paid $30,000 a month from Simon as the girlfriend, you still were making more money on the show.
Housewives of Atlanta, and she was no longer earning her money from Dish Nation. These then began a discussion about entering into a prenuptial.
I would never. Okay. Now another part of their divorce thing. Porsha was talking. Porsha was paying Simon's child support while he was in ICE custody.
Other expenses that you've covered of his that went ordered?
Yes, I paid his child support for his 2 sons. And I also paid maintenance for the house. So that's outside of utilities as well.
Why did you choose to do that?
Well, I really got concerned being that Simon was still detained when it comes to his child support. I'm still married to him at the end of the day, and I just really felt it was unfortunate that they weren't getting any help. The mother had reached out to my assistant and she was concerned, and she wanted a couple things from the house, but she sounded really concerned. So when I spoke to her, she made me aware that it had not been paid, and so I paid it. His child support.
Any other expenses?
I feel 2 ways. As his spouse, legal spouse, she probably had to pay some stuff, for one. But separate from that, if we divorce it, don't he have his own lawyers, his own team? I'm like, why didn't anyone contact Simon's team, or why didn't Simon team pay the bill that were like regular monthly bills? You know what I'm saying? But child, look, if we beefing and you won't call my daughter back, I'm not paying your child support. That ain't my job no more. I have no connection to your children because you have no connection to mine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a good thing she did it because it was nice because she's the wife. However, I would be like, I don't have nothing to do with that. We're divorcing. Okay, he owed me money. I can't fund my house. So, I mean, you have to just wait for him to come home and this is what happens. Now, I'm like, did she pay the money out of her own pocket? Did she pay for the stuff out of his account? I'm like, what happened? Where did the money come from? It's still weird that I feel like Porsha still wants Simon to want her. I feel like Porsha kind of hopes that he'll see that I'm a good wife and I tried my best even when he was locked up to help his family. And so maybe he'll, girl, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Simon has been speaking out a little bit about his time in ICE custody. how he is not mad at Code 45. Okay. Of course he don't. Okay, I don't care. I want Simon to go sit down somewhere. Okay. I feel like it's been cool not having him on social media, posting this, posting that, talking shit. I'm like, yeah, leave him wherever he at. Okay. Let him be quiet over there. Let him stay quiet over there. We don't need any of that back over here. So Simon, bye-bye. Okay. But yeah. Now, lastly, I think all I have left is K. Michelle and Tamar. And I'm gonna read my thumbnail, y'all. I'm gonna read. I can't stand Yandy, and I could not find a good picture of her. Okay. K. Michelle was on
Girls be
Cam Newton's YouTube thing. I didn't know about this until Alex mentioned it this morning. Because I don't watch Cam Newton. He is not a person I find entertaining. I feel like 9 times out of 10, if he's saying something, I don't like it. I feel like 9 times out of 10, whatever he's saying is a bunch of bullshit. Hold on.
Girls be.
I feel like whatever he even contemplates as a valid point is some bullshit in some kind of way. Okay. It was over 2 hours. The interview was. So I skimmed past and found the part of K. Michelle basically threatening Tamar. K. Michelle and Tamar have a long-standing beef. Okay, from when K. Michelle was on Love and Hip Hop, when K. Michelle accused Memphis Hits of physically assaulting her, and at that point in time, Tamar was cool with Toya, who was at that time Memphis' wife, and so Tamar involved herself in stuff going on between K. Michelle, Rashida, Toya, Memphis, and all of that shit. And it's been beef since then and whatnot. We know that K. Michelle famously called Tamar a Muppet. Tamar then went on the real, cried about being called a Muppet. And then it was a bunch of bullshit. So while on the interview with Cam Newton, he asked her about, beefing and rivalry in R&B.
Do girls beef in music the same way guys beef in music?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got some beefs out there?
A lot.
The toxic me.
I mean, hate the bitch.
Who?
The Muppet.
I said, not the Muppet. The sad part is when K. Michelle never said Tamar's name. However, we know that there's an ongoing, standing forever on site issue between them two. And the moment she said, I said, she means Tamar.
Like, I got into this game and I came in on a show called Love and Hip Hop. I talked about my abuse and I didn't say anybody's name. There was this Muppet in the corner.
Now, when she called Tamar the Muppet, that was the Muppet people kept comparing Tamar to. Okay? And the fact that it was a Muppet I said, not a Muppet in the corner.
Yapping. And even till this day, when Beyonce sent me flowers and everything, she subliminally, but not subliminal, talked about me and everything. When I go through bookings and everything, it's always her name, don't book her for shows, so you're attempting to even stop money for how I take care of my child and everything, all because of what? All because you ain't got no edges.
I said, no, she don't have no edges. Y'all know you have to edit the video if you are, for fair use and copyright. So I just had to put in the pictures for what she was talking about, okay? And I said the fact that she actually said that Tamar is upset because she's a Muppet, she ain't got no edges. I was like, that's not nice, K. Michelle.
All because of your sister really the star. This is what this is about. All because of the man that you love tried to talk to me before you, in the middle of you, and after you.
Now I'm like, who? You know, I had that graphics. I don't know who the man is. Let's rewind. Let's rewind because it's funny. You know, let's because I'm crazy. But again, I feel like, you know, again, she never said Tamar names. I had to show y'all the references.
I got into this game, and I came in on a show called Love and Hip Hop. I talked about my abuse, and I didn't say anybody's name. There was this Muppet in the corner, yapping. And even till this day, when Beyonce sent me flowers and everything, she subliminally, but not subliminal, talked about me and everything. When I go through bookings and everything, it's always her name. Don't book her for shows. So you're attempting to even stop money for how I take care of my child and everything. All because of what? All because you ain't got no edges. All because of your sister really the star. This is what this is about.
Now I said again, she never said Tamar name, but to say this Muppet in the corner, okay, who ain't got no edges, okay, whose sister is the real star. I'm like, now we know that she's talking about Tamar. So I told y'all, to be able to read somebody in a special way is a special feat. And I also feel like K. Michelle and Tamar's beef is at a level to where they are allowed to talk about each other's looks because they have actual, you know, an issue with each other. And when you have an actual thing with someone, all bets is off. You know what I'm saying? When it's warranted. Because I'm like, y'all have beef. Y'all have been back and forth, Nick. Unlike Tamar beef with Lonnie, I feel like Tamar has an issue with Lonnie. And she will say stuff and then take it back. K. Michelle ain't taking nothing back.
All because of the man that you love tried to talk to me before you, in the middle of you, and after you.
Now I want to know, what man is that? Who is that man? Is that man the white man who Tamar was engaged to? Is that who it is? Is it Vince? Is it secret lovers?
All because I'm from the country, but you are the bumpkin.
I said, if you think about it, Tamar sometimes do give country bumpkin. Even though she tried her damnedest not to be a country bumpkin, she do sometimes give country bumpkin. And how she dressed sometimes.
It is always something with this loudmouth coyote.
Loudmouth coyote? I said not a loud, because if Tamar was crying about being called a Muppet, she gonna cry again about being called a loudmouth coyote. Okay, she gonna cry some more tears. But again, I always say Tamar and K. Michelle beef will forever be valid. But I said, bitch, a loudmouth girl.
And I mind my business. I don't say much. I don't say anything, Cam. But as soon as I say something, it is this and that. I'm to the point, I am for women united and all of this.
Cap.
No, I am.
Cap.
I swear for cracks and cheese. I'm for women united, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of her.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
That's why I say it's cap. You can't say women empowerment and then...
Yes, I can.
You can't do that.
That is a Muppet, not a woman.
No, you can't say that.
Bitch, I'm so petty. And that's okay. You know, that is okay.
Mind my business. I don't say much. I don't say anything, Cam. But as soon as I say something, it is this and that. I'm to the point, I am for women united and all of this.
Cap.
No, I am.
Cap.
I swear for cracks and cheese. I'm for women united, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of her.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
That's why I say it's cap. You can't say women empowerment and then...
Yes, I can.
You can't do that.
That is a Muppet, not a woman.
No, you can't say that.
I can say
You can't
that.
say that. You can't... Okay, if we talking about accountability from top to bottom.
Give it to me.
We talking about accountability from.
That's a Muppet. Bitch, I said, not that's a Muppet.
To the point, I am for women united and all of this.
Cap.
No, I am.
Cap.
I swear for cracks and cheese. I'm for women united, but I'm tell you one thing, I'm slap the fuck out of her.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
That's why I say it's cap. You can't say women empowerment and then.
Yes, I can.
You can't do that.
That is a Muppet, not a woman.
No, you can't say that.
I can.
I can say what I want to say.
You can't say that. You can't. Okay, if we talking about accountability from top to bottom.
Give it to me.
We talking about accountability from top to bottom.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow you to hold me accountable to certain things.
Accountable, come on.
That ain't it.
Now, again, it's an over 2-hour interview. And during the interview, she was questioning him and his antics with all the kids, mamas, and all that shit. So him saying, well, you can't try to hold me accountable, but you want to scream women's empowerment, but you also want to slap Tamar. And I'm like, sir, the two things are completely different. Okay. She don't want it with me. Tamar don't want it with me. Okay. At all. But Cam trying to say, well, you can't be about women's empowerment. I can, because Kate Michelle's issue isn't with women. Kate Michelle's issue is with Tamar. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I can be for women empowerment, but however, this whole right here, who I don't like, we got beef. And it's going to be forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's her point. But this lady here is the no.
Let me tell you something. If I consistently for years and years have been quiet, it's like poking a bear. You can only kick a dog so much to poke you back. If I'm not saying a word and everything that is good for me, anything good happens to me, you manage to get in the media and be negative when it comes to me.
But
you're always negative towards women. Guess what?
Because she is, again, the issue we always say about Tamar is she's consistently at odds with other women. She is consistently beefing with other women. She's consistently being shady towards other women. Tamar has consistent issues with many, many people. Her sisters, co-workers, strangers, others in the street. Like, Tamar has a consistent issue with people.
One thing I can play fool. I can play cool, but I can't play fool.
Mm-hmm. But understand this, though, okay? Everything about what you've been doing on this.
When Cam try to sound intelligent and wants to make a point and still come out looking dumb, that's why I can't watch him.
Platform has been pushing love and pushing acceptance and pushing accountability.
Yes.
But now, you can't say what you said and not expect.
You ain't finna let nobody coming from Atlanta, Georgia. You can sit up here all you want to with your hands crossed and be great. You not gonna let anybody consistently keep playing with you, even when you've offered your hand in peace and you've offered your hand in love and you're minding your business and you're not even coming for them and they consistently.
Is he wearing tube socks? Wow, look like Cam is in tube socks. Okay, some dress shoes and some jogging pants. With a sweater.
Try you at every corner and every turn. You're not going to let that happen.
Okay.
You're just not. You are a man and you're going to stand there. We don't have to resort to violence or any of that. I get that. But if you consistently, behind closed doors, like when the world isn't watching, you're still poking at somebody. 3 years consistent and they don't say a word.
Okay.
At some point, I have to defend myself.
Say less.
And at some point, I have to show you where the hell I'm from. Memphis, Tennessee, and I have to show you I'm not, it can't continue.
Okay.
Meaning you keep playing with me behind closed doors. You keep playing with me and think because you're not openly saying things publicly, I won't crack your skull, okay, in a nice way. And I'm going to read you for filth every chance I get, bitch.
Well, I'm going to take that as a sign that we need to move on.
Yeah, we're going to take that as a sign, nuck if you buck.
Okay, Lord Jesus.
In Atlanta terms.
Lord Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pray.
Talk shit, get hit. That is, we're going to take that in Atlanta.
Lord.
Okay?
Another thing.
Talk shit, get hit. Look of your book. I was like, child, look. K. Michelle said, bitch, play with somebody else. Okay, I don't have time for it. I don't have. And again, I feel like in a day or two, you know what I'm saying, in a week or so, Tamar gonna pop up on somebody's live, somebody something saying, "Oh, she called me a muppet. You know, my edges. You know, K Michelle and Tamar's beef is valid. Like it's a beef between each other. You know what I'm saying? They back and forth with each other. You know what I'm saying? I think K Michelle be bopping Tamar how we wish other folks would bop Tamar and just read Tamar for filth. You know what I'm saying? And I think Lonnie ignores Tamar and she just goes on her business. I think Candy every once in a while will say, "Child, not that clown. No. But I'm like, this beef is valid. You know, this is a point in time where I think K Michelle can say, "Hey, yeah, every couple months, this little Muppet pop up around here, want to beef with me." And I'm like, "Girl, leave me alone. Don't do it." And she do it anyway. And so I'm a bop her again. Anyway, that's all. That's all I have for y'all today. Okay. Again, I'm finna get to work on a new thumbnail. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to work a thumbnail around Yandy's ass because I can't find nothing for her child. Oh, heifer and stuff. Or I may just remove Yandy and put in other people. But look, y'all, we had a good old time today. Again, happy Sunday, happy Father's Day to those who are fathers or have fathers and all that stuff. I will probably be live tomorrow at around 9 p.m. For another, little gossip chat, a hot topics chat and whatnot tomorrow at 9. So come on through for that. You know what I'm saying? Always watch the other content on my channel. Y'all know to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all know to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. Okay. And other than that, y'all, I am about to relax for the rest of the evening and stuff. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay. I love y'all. Bye.